Good morning and welcome to MANIC Boating Adventures. This is me and Skip. Basically, I've got a YouTube channel, MANIC Fishing, which is obviously all about fishing. But I've been asked by quite a few people to document me getting my boat ready, travelling to different marinas, seeing what the facilities are like, what I need to know about getting there, navigation-wise, what obstacles I could come up against, how I get my boat ready, just all of that general stuff. We'll hit on safety and other bits and pieces, but this is a channel really for people. A lot of people wanted to see how I got out to the destinations when I started fishing and whatever, and a lot of people on my other channel didn't want to see that, so I've decided to set up this second channel. This is more about boating and navigation and the sort of all the bits and pieces involved in getting to different marinas. So what I'll do is I will show you the facilities that are at the different marinas, what amenities are there, what local spots, shops, services, just everything to do with boating and when you arrive at your destination. So I'm going to get my engine started, I'm going to clean my windows, I'm going to get myself ready. This is Friday. Saturday morning tomorrow I'll be heading off out through the lock and over to Brighton Marina, and me and Skip are going to stay over there for the night. My poor old girl in there, Pip, who normally, if you've watched the other channel, you'll see her there. She's just getting a little bit old at the minute. She's got a bit of anxiety and all of that. I love her to death, and she'll still be coming out and doing the fishing with me, but just during the days. Young Skip there, he's only 3 years old. He's pretty well travelled. He stayed in a couple of hotels and that with me, so he'll be coming with me on my travels when I stay over. As I said, Brighton is just a starter. Do this little intro for you, just explain a little bit about the channel, what we're going to be doing. It's nothing to do with fishing, this one. If you want to see me fishing once I get to that destination, head over to MANIC Fishing, and you'll see it there. But this is all about me getting to each destination, what challenges I come up against, how I prepare to move from one marina to the other. It's like my shore power, setting up, getting into the berth, getting in and out, fueling up, checking my engine. As you know, this old girl is not a brand spanking new one, so I've got to nurse it around a little bit, so hopefully it will get me to each destination. So Brighton is the first one, and then I'm going to go down to meet a couple of friends of mine down in Weymouth, but I will be stopping off at the Navico offices. They'll do like a little F1 change and check all my electronics are all running accordingly, and everything else. But yeah, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to get my windows cleaned up. I use this stuff here, this Rain-X. This is great. It's like a glass cleaner and a rain repellent all in one. Once you spray it on, you just wipe it over, and then when the rain hits it, it just comes off like wax. But we'll get all that started, get all that sorted. We'll start the engine up, and we're going to tell you what, let's start the engine now. So yeah, the old engine sweetened up, a little bit of smoke. There's the diesel one. So hopefully it's all been serviced and everything's sweet as a nut on it. So let's I'll let this run over for a little while. Let's get the windows cleaned, and I'll show you what we're going to do and how we plot the trail out. That's it. It's not a yacht, is it? But it's nice to keep it as clean as you can so you can see what you're doing. Right, from a safety aspect side of things, my little old Skip wears this. It's a Crusader life jacket. It's got a nice little handle on it so I can pick him up. You'll see me holding him around. And what I wear at present is I've got one of these, which is a 180 crew. It's like a pro life jacket, and I'll be honest with you, it's a little bit shorter, and when I'm fishing it doesn't get in the way as much as a lot of them do when I'm doing my jigging. But yeah, fantastic. They're a auto inflate, and I believe it has like a whistle and a torch in this one, but we'll be hopefully Paul from Crusader is sending me a couple more for me to look at and try out while we're out there. What I'll do now is, but we'll move you here and I'll show you some of my electronics that I'll be using. Obviously all of my stuff really is Lowrance because I'm an ambassador for Lowrance, and that's what I use. So I've got a 16 Pro unit. Let me show you this. So it's an HDS 16 Pro unit. Let's boot it on. Yeah, lovely bit of kit this, and obviously with the 16-inch it fitted perfectly on there. And I've got the Link 9 radio. Also what I have as well, which I carry with me, is a personal location beacon. And I've got in here, I've got a handheld GPS which has just got Sovereign Harbour marked in it. So if my electronics ever did go down, I've obviously got that. And then obviously I've got my ship's compass here, which we'll talk about a little bit more in depth as we get going. So this is generally what I go out on. So what I've got here is I've got my chart, which is set on Navionics. I've got my radar, and I've got a steer control. So I'm very fortunate with this setup I've got. I have got a FLIR camera on there. So that's like an infrared. You can change the different palettes. For night, you can see a guy over there. He's cleaning his boat. If you can see him there. But yeah, which is extremely handy for you know, I normally have it on that, I'll be honest. So normally if I'm doing my night views, I'll have my chart on small, I'll have my FLIR camera on, and obviously my radar. And with this system here, I can have two radars. So I've got my chart, I can have two radars set up at the same time. So I can have one that's set on 1/4 of a mile, and I can have one set on 4 miles. So I can see craft from obviously a long way away and still keep an eye on dans and other obstacles close up. So yeah, I'm quite fortunate to have that. But when I go tomorrow, I'll just have it on my chart, my radar and my steer. And what I will actually do is with my, let's go onto the chart. So I'll have it on north up, but what I will do is I will just have it on a base map chart, because I don't need all the relief shading on it. I just need to know exactly what is out there. So I've got a route coming out of the Marina, which I set on low tide. So that will actually get me right out through the buoys. You can see I'm going through them buoys there and out. And then what I'll do is I'll set up, I've got two marks here, and one of them, I believe, let's just have a look. Let's go back. So yeah, one there, which actually says Brighton Marina, and that is a trail that is set up that will take me right the way round. The other one there is for Southampton when I go there, and this will take me right the way round to the mouth of Brighton Marina. And then when I get to this point here, I'll radio in, and then I'll come in through here and then go round to where the visitors' berths are. So you follow the green buoy in, go right the way round, and I believe that the visitors' berths around here somewhere. But what I'll do is I think they're in gold. So what I'll do is when I get to this point here, I'll radio in on channel 80, tell them that I'm coming in, and then they'll allocate me where I've got to go for my berth. But I'll show you, what I'll do is I'll show you how I set this route up. So let's just go on to chart here, so you've got a bigger view of it, and I'll show you how I set that up. Let's just get this camera in a better position for you. So what I'll do is, I've already got a trail set up here, but what I'll do is I'll just delete this one. So let's delete Brighton Marina. So that's deleted that. So I'll show you. So what I'll do is, so there's a safe watermark. So what I'll do is I'll just come, so I'm coming out of the marina here. I'm just going to set myself a point up here. So if I push it once and then go new, then I want to make a new route. So then I'll push it again. So that's my starting point. So I'll zoom down here. Oops, don't want that. So yeah, obviously where I'm touching the screen, so I've got my starting point here, and what I'll do is let's go right the way round, and there's Brighton Marina there. And then what I'll do is, there's a shallow watermark there, so what I'll do is I'll put myself a position about here. Okay, and then what I do is I push this dock to dock. So with this unit, what I've done is I've entered my boat details. So I've put the draft in, I've put the length in, I've put the width in, the height in, and everything like that. And then this will determine a safe route for my boat. Obviously you can't rely on it solely for navigation, but it gives you a great idea of where it is. So you can see here now that is taking me right the way. Let me just turn that radar down. That's taking me right the way round on a safe route round Beachy Head, right the way up to where I put that mark in. So what we do is we'll save that, we'll keep that, save, and I'm going to put that in as Brighton Marina. Brighton Marina, enter. So that's saved now. So if I clear that cursor, so when I come out of here, so there's my mark there. So if I go to, on this, if I go find, then I go routes. So there's my other one. That's my harbour one. That's coming out of Sovereign Harbour. It gives me a safe way, and I set that on a spring tide at low water, so I know I can get through that channel safely. That's Navico. That's my my company's office in Southampton, and obviously that's Brighton Marina. So if I push on the Brighton Marina, and then I push, well, let's just go show, and then if I push start, you go forward, and it will take me right the way through. I don't want to do that because it will set off my autopilot. So then that route there will take me right the way along the coast, and it'll put me here just before that shallow water area. So when I get here, I'm about a quarter of a mile away from the marina. Then I can radio in on channel 80, get myself in there, and safe. So hopefully that's the navigation side of things. So I'll just show you a couple of the safety options that I've got here. So on the back of this, obviously I've got the Halo 20 Plus radar there. I've got a Ecomax radar reflector which lights me up like a tanker. So many boats I see in the marina that don't have these on. It's just crazy, really. So the radar system and the radar reflector. I've got a brand new Seaglow 4-man life raft there, and obviously the FLIR camera on the front there, which is just an added bonus. And also I have on this boat, I have an AIS transponder, which I've got a switch here, and this is actually here. Ah yes, it's in the corner there. You can't see it, but that is my V3100, which is a AIS transponder. So when you see a vessel on your screen, your triangle on there, and you click on it, it comes up as whatever, Zeebrugge Ferry. When you click on mine, when mine comes up, it'll come up as Bernadette, the actual name of the boat, and I can switch that on and off when I go on my little secret fishing missions. I switch that off once I come out of the harbour, but whenever the fog's on, or when I do my journey tomorrow over to the Marina, that will be on, so they can see me coming in. Other vessels are aware of me being there, and obviously the radar reflector there, this thing here, is essential. Right, Samir Skipper all ready, the engine's running. It's just before 10. I'm going to get the slightly earlier one, get round. We've got our life jackets on. See you in the lock. So I've just got myself in the lock. What I generally tend to do is I tie my middle rope up first, and then it holds me, and then I've just tied my back one on. Not a great deal of tide today, so what I do is we'll get out near the start of that route, hit autopilot, and it'll take us round there. As I said, just keep your eye on what's in front of you. So I'll have the radar on, just checking, make sure there's no downs or anything else like there. So hopefully we'll have a nice safe journey round to Brighton. See you around there. So we've just got out to the safe water area. I've just clipped my buoys. I've got like a Caribbean on the back, so I've just clipped them to that so they just hang out on the swim deck. And now I've just pushed onto my route, and we should hopefully get to the start of the route, and then it will swing us round towards Brighton. So I've set my route up that it's out a little bit further out, just so I'm nice and safe. I'm away from everything. There was a kayak just by the entrance there, so I've made sure I'm well clear of him. And let's start our journey. So once we click on it, it'll show us, we'll get it up to speed, get it on the trim. I'm only going to go around about 3,000 revs. The sea's reasonably fine, so this should, I'm hoping, if I've set this trail up right, we should just hit it and then we'll turn. So you'll see in a minute the boat will swing round. So confirm, and now the boat's turning, and we should, touch wood, be on our journey to Brighton. And we should head towards Beachy Head, around Beachy Head, around the corner. There's a little bit of fog I can see in front of me, so it's luckily we've got the radar. So let's just get it up to a little bit of speed, and let's get over there. Virtually there now at Brighton Marina. I can see the Brighton Eye. So what I'll do is I'm going to get myself into the safe water mark and put my buoys out, and then radio through so they can guide me into the entrance. So me and Skip have arrived safely. There he is. We've got this berth here right on the end, so you can see it. Bit of pigeon mess everywhere, but there you go, and there's a Marina office there. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to go up to the Marina office, have a chat with them, get myself signed in, and then we'll have a wander around and see what Brighton Marinas has to offer. So, just cooking up some bacon for myself. Skip's got a treat. Happy days. So, I got myself all set up. I've just stuck these curtains round with some Velcro just to give me a bit of shelter. And we got the bed made up here. I've put a like a cheap memory foam mattress on there, but it's nice and cozy. I've got a stand in there for my iPad. The heater's on temperature gauge, so on a thermostat gauge I've got my monoxide alarm there. iPad's on, just watching a Netflix thing, and then me and Skip are going to hit the sack. We'll see you tomorrow. So good morning. So I'm going to go and have a look at some of the facilities this morning. Had a great night on the boat last night. The diesel heater was a little bit loud, but there you go. So I'll take you down and we'll walk. Come on, Skip. We'll walk down and have a look at some of the facilities. So there's the main office up there, and you've got all the little jet skis and that here, and there's a few houseboats there. So let's just get Skip on the lead and I'll take you through to the toilets. So as we're walking through, we have like a trolley park here, so you can get all your bits and pieces off your boat and move them around. I'm not quite sure what this is here. Some sort of storage unit. And obviously there's more boats there. And up on the top there, you have all of these, Five Guys there and Havana Caf. So we might go and have a look at that in a minute. You've got like a bike store here. Oh yeah, there's a self-storage there of some kind. So come on, Skip. Morning. Right, so you get your fob to go in.
Good morning.
Come on. Morning.
I don't mind.
So these are the toilets here. So quite nice. You've got a toilet and a shower block here. That's quite nice. So all in all, I think the facilities are quite nice. And obviously I think you notice where I am, I could have been anywhere in this visitors bay here, but I decided to be up the end there because you know, it's nice and quiet up there, and Skip can run and do his bits and pieces up there. But obviously I seem to have picked Bird Poo Central. As you can see, it's starting here. Come on, Skip. And then as we get up here further, come on. Obviously it's scattered, but it doesn't really bother me, to be honest with you. At least I'm on the end. I'm on an end finger there. It was quite nice to get there. The guy over there in that boat, lure boat, Liam Barron, is a friend of mine, so I arranged to meet him. But yeah, I mean, it's a bit, I think they must have decided to crap all over this bit, but it is what it is. So it's quite nice. So we've started our engine up. So what I'm going to do now is I'm waiting for a friend of mine who's coming down to do some shopping here, and then he's going to travel back with me to Sovereign Harbour. So we do the journey back, and next time you see me, hopefully I'll be on my berth. So we're back in Sovereign Harbour, safe and sound. So the sea trip was fantastic. So I'll let you know about how the Marina was and this, that and the other in the description. I couldn't skip into Wetherspoons for a breakfast, but it is what it is. But I was made to feel very welcome at Brighton Marina. I hope you'll get something from this video. It's an intro, I'll build on it, so it's a new channel, so I'm learning as I go, but hopefully you'll enjoy coming out and watching me on my adventures when I travel to Marina to do my fishing. And if you want to watch me fishing, go on to MANIC Fishing. Thanks very much for watching. Have a nice day.